Thinking about getting your real estate license? The industry tells you it costs a few $100s. That's a lie. I'm about to break down the actual cost of becoming a real estate agent, and it's not what you think. My name is AJ Maida, and I've been in real estate for almost a decade. I've sold hundreds of homes and coached hundreds and hundreds of agents, and I'm excited to dive in this information with you today because I think it can be a great real estate career if you haven't got started in it yet. And if you are just getting started, I think this will still be helpful because there's some costs that are a little bit farther down your path that you might not be aware of yet. So let's get started. Most people think getting license costs, say $500 to $1,000, but after coaching hundreds of agents, I can tell you the real number is closer to $15,000 to $20,000 just in your first year. And that's if you do everything right. And if you make the wrong choices, it could cost you $50,000 or more. Now that might be surprising. So I'm going to break down every single expense, the obvious ones, the hidden ones, and the ones that will blindside you if you're not prepared. Because the agents who succeed are the ones who budget for reality, not fantasy. Now let's start with what everyone knows about getting licensed. Real estate school, okay? Gotta get your license. $200 to $800, and it varies by state, but most quality programs run in the $400 to $600 range. And don't go cheap here. Good education can really save you thousands of mistakes later. And I have a link in the description that can save you up to 40 to 50% off of all your pre-licensing classes and continuing education. Your state exam fees are going to run $50 to $300. Again, it varies state by state. Some charge $50, others up to $300. But factor in potential retake fees if you don't pass the first time. You're also going to need a background check for $50 to $100. Fingerprinting could be another $50, $75, license application fee of $75 to $200. So before you even get your license, you're looking at $400 to $1,200, and we haven't even really started with the real estate expenses yet, the real expenses. Don't forget the opportunity cost. Most pre-license programs require 40 to 180 hours of coursework, and if you're currently employed, that's time away from your current income. Once you're licensed, you need to join a brokerage. This is where costs start to vary dramatically. Some brokerages will charge you up to $500 just to get started. And remember, there's no such thing as free in real estate because some do charge $0, but they're going to get you on the back end. So think about commission splits. This is the big one. Most new agents start on a 50-50 split or 60-40. So on a $10,000 commission check, you're giving up $4,000 to $5,000 of your commission. Let's say you close $200,000 in gross commission your first year. That would be really good. At a 60-40 split, you're paying $80,000 to your brokerage. That's a real cost, even though it comes out of your commissions. You have monthly fees that might include your desk fees, technology fees. This can be, again, anywhere from $0 to $500 a month. You got marketing fees potentially of $50 to $200 a month. And maybe transaction fees of $200, maybe to $500 per deal. So if you're paying $300 per month in various fees, that's another $3,600 per year before you even close a single deal. And many brokerages offer trading programs for, say, $500 to $2,000 that really aren't optional if you want them to support you. You have errors and omissions insurance that can cost $200 to $600 per year or per transaction, and it's required in most states. Some brokerages include it, others don't. And in today's market, technology isn't optional, and it certainly isn't free. Here's what you're actually going to need. You're going to need a CRM system that can cost $50 to $300 per month. This is a way that's going to allow you to manage all your leads, follow up consistently, and basic systems are going to start on the lower end of that, say $50, but on the higher end, it could be several $100s per month for something that actually works. Lead generation might run you, say, $200 to $2,000 per month. It could be pay-per-click leads, Zillow leads, Facebook ads, Realtor.com leads, different lead sources out there. I see new agents thinking they'll get leads from their brokerage or generate them for free on social media. And while possible, most agents invest about $500 to $1,500 per month in lead generation. Of course, your phone bill, maybe you got to increase it because you're using more data, making more calls. You might have some cost for email marketing. Some email providers might charge you $50 to $150 per month. You're maybe need to get a Zoom account for virtual appointments that you might be doing. You're going to need a professional website. This can cost $100 to $500 per month, not even including what it costs to actually get it designed and all that. You're going to need professional photography on all your listings, potentially for your business cards. You're going to need a logo. You're going to have branding costs. And when it add it all up, and most agents are spending $6,000 to $15,000 per year just on technology, and that's for basic functionality. Here's where most new agents underestimate costs dramatically: marketing. Professional photography gets expensive. Like we mentioned already, it could be for your business cards, so your headshots, lifestyle photos, property photos. Budget at least 2 to 3 shoots per year for your listings, your marketing, and things like that. Then you're going to have your print marketing. This is your business cards, your brochures, your flyers, your direct mail campaigns, which could be alone $500 to $2,000 per month. You're going to have your digital marketing, which is going to include your Facebook ads, $300 to $1,500 per month. Your Google ads, $500 to $2,000 per month. Social media management, $300 to $1,000 per month. And here's what no one tells you. You need to spend money to make money in real estate. The agents who try to do everything for free usually fail, but you don't need to spend a lot. So stick with me to the end because you really don't, and I can help you with this. I've seen agents spend $50,000 on marketing in their first year just to make $200,000. And I've seen agents spend nothing on marketing and make nothing. In my first year, I spent about $10,000 to $15,000 on marketing, but I sold 6 houses, so say about $60,000 in commissions. So it wasn't a lot for that ad spend, but I did make some money, but it wasn't great. My second year got a lot better when I started prospecting solely expired listings for sale by owners and working with my sphere. I ended up selling 36 homes and making close to $200,000 that year. Other things you might spend money on are going to be networking costs. So Chamber of Commerce, that could be $200 to $500 per year. Networking events, that could be $100 to $300 per month. Or industry conferences, that could be $1,000 to $3,000 per year, not even including travel. Real estate, it's really a relationship business. You want to build relationships, and that's going to cost you money in lunches, coffee meetings, event sponsorships, event tickets. And learning doesn't stop once you get your license. You're going to have your continuing education. That could be $200 to $500 per year, and it's required in most states. And that's just the minimum. You might decide to join a coaching program like I did. Those can run $500 to $2,000 per month. And the agents who succeed the fastest in this industry usually do invest in quality coaching, and quality coaching isn't cheap. There's different designation courses like GRI, CRS, ABR. I don't know what any of those mean. I think they're a waste of money, but that could be $500 to $2,000 each. You're going to have industry publications, maybe something like Inman News. That can be $100 to $300 per year. You're going to have books and audio programs you might want to invest in. That can be $200 per year. Online training platforms. That might be a couple $100 per month. National conferences through NAR. That can be $2,000 to $5,000. Including all your travel, registration, hotels, things like that. And here's the truth, guys. This is how I did it. The agents who invest the most in their education typically earn the most, but you do need a budget for it. Real estate is going to require you to be mobile and professional. And if you don't have a reliable, professional-looking vehicle, you're going to need one. This could mean car payments of $300 to $800 per month. I started with an older Ford Mustang, so you can start cheap. I eventually got a Range Rover. That was a little more expensive, but still used. You're going to have your insurance on all that, the increased gas. Your car really is part of your brand, so showing up in a $500,000 listing in a beat-up car, it sends the wrong message. You might want to get a professional camera if you're doing your own photos. I recommend hiring that out. You might need a new laptop, a new smartphone. You're definitely going to want a smartphone and a laptop. Other lockboxes, signs, things like that. If you're working from home, you want a professional setup. This might mean a new printer, might need professional lighting if you're making videos. It might mean a quality microphone, and these things can cost upwards of $1,000 for all of that. Now let's talk about the costs that blindside new agents the most. The biggest hidden cost is the income gap. Most agents don't close their first deal for 3 to 6 months, and you need to survive during this period. If your monthly expenses are $4,000, you need $12,000 to $24,000 saved just to survive your first 6 months. Transaction costs include attorney fees, and don't forget about your membership fees to NAR. And there's still other fees like your MLS dues, your renewal fees. There's just all these different little fees. If you're leaving a job that has benefits, you're gonna have to get health insurance on your own, and that could cost $300 to $1,500 per month for a family. So here's how I think about these costs strategically. Tier 1, absolute necessities. Cost $5,000, $8,000, and include the licensing, education, basic brokerage fees, essential technology, and professional appearance. Tier 2, growth accelerators. They're going to cost $8,000 to $15,000 and include quality lead generation, professional coaching, advanced technology, and marketing campaigns. Tier 3, scale. This is going to cost $15,000 and up and includes team building, advanced certifications, premium tools and services, and major marketing investments. Try to think of all these things as investments in yourself and investments in your business. $1,000 per month coaching program that helps you close an extra deal per month pays for itself. Early investments compound. Spending $10,000 in education and marketing in the first year could lead to $100,000 plus in additional commissions over your career. I recommend new agents budget 30 to 50% of their gross commission income back into their business. If you make $100,000, reinvest $30 to $50,000. Here's how to be smart about these investments. Start with the basics. Don't buy everything at once. Start with tier 1 necessities, then add tier 2 as you start earning. Negotiate everything. Commission splits, fees, service costs, everything is negotiable in real estate. Maybe you can join with other new agents to split costs on coaching tools, on services. Maybe use the free versions of tools initially, then upgrade as you go. MailChimp could be an example of that for email. Every expense should have a measurable return. If it doesn't produce results, cut it. And give new investments 90 days to show results before deciding to continue or cut. Some things do take time. So what's the real cost of becoming a real estate agent? Plan for $15,000 to $25,000 in your first year. That includes your survival fund, basic business setup, and growth investments. If you don't have at least $10,000 saved before you start, wait. Build up your war chest. The agents who budget properly and invest strategically are the ones who build sustainable, profitable businesses. If this helped you understand the real estate investment required, please subscribe to the channel. I share honest, practical advice for building a real estate business that actually works. Remember, real estate can be incredibly rewarding financially and personally, but only if you're prepared for the real costs. Budget for success, not just survival.